Can you imagine life before mirrors? Not just before bathroom mirrors, before bedroom mirrors, before elevator mirrors, before shop windows, phone cameras, selfies, and front-facing screens. Imagine living your whole life without ever seeing your own face clearly. You might know your hands, you might know your clothes, you might know how other people reacted to you, but your own face? That belonged mostly to other people. Welcome to History of Everyday Items. If you like stories where ordinary objects turn out to be stranger than they look, like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Today we are looking at the mirror, the everyday object that quietly changed how humans saw themselves. And the strange part is this. The mirror did not just show us our face. It helped create the modern idea that our face is something we are supposed to manage. Start with the oldest mirror most people ever had. Still water, a pond, a dark bowl, a rain puddle after the wind stopped. If the surface was calm, if the light was right, and if you leaned over at just the right angle, you could catch a moving version of yourself. But water is not a bathroom mirror. It ripples, it darkens, it reverses you, it disappears when the weather changes. So for most of human life, seeing yourself was an event, not a habit. That is hard to understand now, because today we are surrounded by accidental mirrors. A black phone screen, a car window, a laptop in sleep mode, a spoon, a store entrance. Even when we are not trying to look at ourselves, the modern world keeps handing our image back to us. But early humans had to make reflection. Some of the earliest manufactured mirrors were made from polished stone, especially obsidian, a volcanic glass that can take a dark reflective surface. Think about that for a moment. Thousands of years before a glass bathroom mirror, someone had to grind and polish a black stone until a human face appeared inside it. Not bright, not perfect, not the cheerful reflection we expect today. More like a shadow with eyes. That kind of mirror would have felt powerful because it did something almost magical. It pulled the self out of the body and placed it on a surface. In places like Neolithic Anatolia, polished obsidian mirrors have been found in archaeological contexts that suggest they were more than simple grooming tools. They could sit close to pigments, bodies, rituals, and ideas of transformation. The point is not that every ancient mirror had one meaning. The point is that a mirror was never just a mirror. It was a strange object that made a person visible to themselves. Then came metal. Across ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, Greece, Rome, China, and other cultures, people used polished copper, bronze, silver, or other metals to see themselves. These mirrors were often small. They could be handheld, they could be decorated, they could be luxury items, and the reflection was still not like ours. A bronze mirror can shine, but it needs constant polishing. It can tarnish, it can distort, it can make the face warmer, darker, softer, stranger. So if you were wealthy enough to own one, you did not necessarily see the clean, brutally detailed version of yourself that modern glass gives you. You saw a valuable, imperfect image. That matters, because when mirrors are rare, the face is social. Other people tell you who you are. Your family knows your expressions, your lover knows your smile, your enemy knows your glare, your community knows your scars, age, hair, posture, and presence. But you do not get to inspect yourself every morning under bright light. You do not watch a wrinkle appear day by day. You do not check your face in every reflective surface on the way to a meeting. You do not retake the same image of yourself 20 times because the first 19 felt wrong. Before clear mirrors, self-image was not absent. People still cared about beauty, status, grooming, hair, makeup, jewelry, age, and appearance. But the feedback loop was slower, less private, less constant. Then glass changed the game. People had known glass for a very long time, and small glass mirrors appeared in different forms across history. But the mirror that begins to feel closer to our world is the flat glass mirror backed with reflective metal. In Renaissance and early modern Europe, Venice became famous for high-quality glass mirrors. These were not cheap household basics. They were luxury technologies. A clear mirror could cost serious money. It could be guarded as a trade secret. It could hang in a palace, a wealthy home, or a room designed to announce power. That is why mirror history becomes strangely political. If a throne says, "Look at the ruler," a mirror says, "Look at the room looking at itself." Palaces filled walls with mirrors not only so people could adjust their clothes, they multiplied candlelight. They made rooms seem larger. They turned wealth into reflection. The famous mirror halls of Europe were not just pretty interiors, they were statements. Imagine walking into a room where glass, silver, candlelight, silk, and bodies all repeated into each other. The mirror made power feel infinite. But the story does not stop in palaces. In the 19th century, improved silvering techniques helped make modern mirrors easier to produce. As mirrors became cheaper, clearer, and more common, they moved from elite rooms into ordinary homes. That is the real revolution. The mirror left the palace and entered the bedroom. It entered the hallway. It entered the barber shop. It entered the bathroom. And once a mirror becomes ordinary, a new habit becomes ordinary too: checking yourself. At first, that sounds harmless. You fix your hair, you clean your face, you adjust your collar, you see if you look tired. But over time, the mirror trains a person to split in two. There is the self who lives, and there is the self who watches the self living. You become both the person in the room and the person evaluating the person in the room. That is why mirrors are so emotionally loaded. They can comfort you, they can accuse you, they can surprise you, they can make you feel beautiful, they can ruin your morning in 3 seconds. The mirror is honest in one way and deeply misleading in another. It shows a reversed image, it freezes a moment, it invites you to judge yourself from the outside. And because it is always available, it makes that judgment feel normal. Then the 20th century made mirrors public. Department stores used mirrors to sell clothing and desire. Barber shops and salons turned the mirror into a stage. Bathrooms made self-inspection private and daily. Cars added rear view and side mirrors, turning reflection into safety. Elevators added mirrors that made small spaces feel larger and gave awkward strangers somewhere to look. The mirror became invisible because it was everywhere. And then the phone did something even stranger. It made the mirror remember. A mirror once showed you and forgot you instantly. A camera captured you but required an event. A front-facing phone camera combined both. Now the reflection could be saved, edited, filtered, sent, judged, liked, ignored, and compared. The old pond showed your face only if the water was calm. The modern phone shows your face whenever you ask, then asks if you want to improve it. That is the world after mirrors. We do not just know what we look like, we are constantly negotiating what we look like. And that makes the ordinary mirror one of the most psychologically powerful objects in the house. It sits on the wall quietly, no buttons, no battery, no sound. But it changed grooming, fashion, architecture, shopping, beauty, photography, identity, and the relationship between private self and public image. So the next time you pass a mirror and glance at yourself without thinking, remember how strange that action really is. For most of human history, your own face would have been partly mysterious to you. You would have learned yourself through water, metal, shadow, memory, and other people's eyes. Then one day, the mirror became ordinary, and humanity got trapped with the most fascinating stranger in the room, the person staring back. If this changed how you see the mirror on your wall, like this video, subscribe to History of Everyday Items and turn on notifications for the next deep dive.